Alrighty, hi gang. Today we're taking a look at the Alex Pi skill of decimal multiplication, problem type 2. And specifically, we're going to be using this is for those of us that use the lattice method to multiply. Okay, so the very first thing, and I already have this done because it takes me a while to set up my lattice box, but the very first thing we're going to do is write out our problem using our lattice method. So I have the numbers I have are 3, 0, 0, 4, and a 6, 7, and a 9. So I'm multiplying 3 and 4 thousandths times 67 and 9 tenths. Okay? So notice what is missing here in my problems. Basically, what's missing in my problems is my decimal points. Okay? So we're just going to multiply normally. Don't worry about the decimals. We'll deal with the decimals at the end. That's the biggest difference between this and a whole number multiplication problem. All right, so let's get to our lattice here. 6 times 4 is, and actually I'm going to use a different color. I'm going to use red. 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 7 is 28. And 4 times 9 is 36. 0 times 6 is 0. 0 times 7 is 0. I have no idea why I put a 6 in there. This is hook. That should be a 0. And 0 times 9 is also 0. Alright. Oh, guess what we're going to have here again? 0 times 6 is 0. 0 times 7 is 0. So it looks like all of these are going to be zeros again. Alright. Now I'm going to have 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 9 is 27. I just noticed I did not put lines in here to help us separate. So let me draw some squiggly lines here real fast. Alright, so again, what I always like to do with my lattice is I like to use a highlighter or something to help me determine in my columns here what numbers I'm adding up. So here I'm just going to have a 6, and it's going to come down here. So my answer here is 6. Okay? Let's see. The next one I'm going to have is this right here. So my answer here is going to be 11. So I need to put a 1 here, and then I'm going to have to carry the other one up here. This is where a lot of us start to get messed up. So be sure that you add in that carried number. So it's part of my highlighted chain here. Right? So I'm going to have 4 plus 1 is 5, 6, 7. So it looks like I'm just going to have a 7 here. Oh, let's use green for this row here. Answer here will be, looks like I'm just going to have a 2 and a 7 is going to be 9. And remember, I'm highlighting this entire time. Let's use a pink color. So here, I'm going to have a pink answer. It looks like my pink answer is, you got it, it's going to be 3. And then I'm going to have, we're going to start double using colors here. Here we're going to have 10. So I put a 0, and then I'm going to have to carry my 1 up here. So now, in my last row, we'll use yellow, and here's going to be my answer down here. 1 plus 1 is 2. Alright, so now we haven't done anything different than what we've done for whole number multiplication. Now here's all we're going to do. We're going to put in our decimal point. So my decimal point should go right here. Oh, I meant to make that black, sorry. Decimal point should go right here and right here, right? So I'm going to count how many numbers are behind the decimal point. How many numbers do I have behind my decimal point? I'm going to highlight those. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and this is for both numbers, 4, 5. I'm sorry, I put my decimal point in the wrong spot. Good job, Mrs. Hook. this number is 67 and 9/10. So again, that's something to pay attention to. Be sure you're putting your decimal point in the right spot. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers behind the decimal point. So in my final answer, how many numbers do you think should be behind my decimal point? Well, you're probably right. There should be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means my decimal point should be going right here. So my final answer is 203 and 9,716 10,000ths. So remember, the only thing we're doing here is putting our decimal points in. We're counting how many numbers are behind the decimal point. 1, 2, 3, 4 total numbers. So in our final answer, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4 total numbers behind or to the right of our decimal point. Right? Thank you for watching our tutorial for decimal multiplication, problem type 2, using the lattice multiplication method. We will see you next time.